It doesn't come with a crash, no tears, no tight chest, no heavy thoughts. It's quieter than that. You wake up and everything feels flat. Not bad, not good, just there. Like the volume on your life got turned down without asking you. You move through your morning on autopilot. Brush your teeth, drink something, check your phone. None of it really lands. It all feels the same. You keep waiting to feel something. Any direction, up, down, excited, upset. But it doesn't arrive. It's like standing in a room where all the furniture has been taken out. Nothing hurts, nothing comforts, just space. This isn't sadness. You know sadness. Sadness has weight, it pulls, it aches. This doesn't. This is lighter, almost empty. Like your feelings went out for a walk and forgot to come back. You notice it when someone tells a joke and you smile because you know you should, but it doesn't reach your eyes. You notice it when something good happens and you think, I should feel something about this. But there's just nothing. No reaction, no spark, no drop. Inside, it feels quiet in a strange way. Not peaceful, just blank. Like a page with no words on it. You keep checking it, hoping something appears. It doesn't. Your body feels normal. Not heavy, not tense. Just neutral. You don't feel tired. You don't feel energized. You're just here, existing, breathing, moving. That's it. You try to remember when it started. Was it yesterday? Last week? Longer? You're not sure. It blends together. Time feels smudged around the edges. You don't feel like talking about it because there's nothing to say. How do you explain nothing? You don't feel broken. You don't feel okay either. You feel in between, like you're floating, but not in a good way, more like drifting with no direction. People ask how you are. You say, fine. It's not a lie, but it's not the truth either. It's just the closest word you have. You look around and everything feels slightly distant, like you're watching your own life through a thin sheet of glass. You're here, but not fully inside it. You keep waiting for a feeling to come back, something sharp, something warm, something. But it doesn't show up, so you stop waiting. You just sit in the quiet. This is emptiness, not pain, not peace, just blank, and you're inside it now. Emptiness changes how you move through your days. You don't rush anymore, but not because you're calm. You just don't feel the push. There's no urgency, no excitement pulling you forward. You do things because they're there to be done, not because you care much about the outcome. You scroll for a long time, not really looking at anything, just letting your thumb move. You open apps and close them again. You watch videos without remembering them. It fills time, that's all it does. You're not bored, you're not entertained either. You're just passing through minutes. You keep routines because they're familiar. Coffee, work, messages, shows at night. You don't question them. You don't look forward to them. They just happen. You let the day carry you instead of choosing where to go. When someone asks what you want to do, you don't have an answer. Not because you're indecisive, but because nothing feels different from anything else. Staying in, going out, talking, being alone, it all feels the same. So you say, whatever, and you mean it. You notice how little you react. Someone tells you good news. You smile. You say, that's great. You mean it in theory, but inside it doesn't land. Someone tells you something sad. You nod. You feel bad for them. But it doesn't pull you down either. Everything hits the same soft wall inside you and stops there. You stop reaching for things. Not in a dramatic way, just small things. You don't message first. You don't suggest plans. You don't start projects. It's not that you don't want to, you just don't feel the reason to. You spend more time alone, but it doesn't feel lonely. It doesn't feel comforting either. It just feels quiet. You sit in rooms without music. You let the silence sit with you. You don't fight it. You don't enjoy it. It's just there. You move slower. You take longer to answer. You forget what you were about to do. Not because your mind is busy, but because it feels empty, like there's no current pulling your thoughts anywhere. Emptiness makes you neutral about everything. You don't get pulled toward things. You don't push things away. You exist in the middle, flat, even. From the outside, you look calm, maybe even peaceful. Inside, you feel like you're waiting for something to start, but you don't know what. You just keep going through your days, doing what needs to be done, without feeling much about any of it. Living with emptiness takes more than you expect, because even though it feels like nothing, it slowly pulls things away from you. You don't notice it at first. It's quiet. It doesn't make a scene. It just sits there and lets things slip through your fingers. It costs you interest. You stop getting curious about things, about people, about ideas. You don't ask as many questions. You don't go down rabbit holes anymore, not because you don't care, but because caring feels like effort, and you don't have much of that right now. It costs you connection. You're around people, but you don't feel pulled toward them. Conversations feel fine, pleasant, but they don't stay with you. You forget what was said. You forget how it felt. You leave and nothing lingers. You don't miss anyone. You don't long for anyone. And that scares you a little, even if you don't fully feel the fear. It costs you memory. Days blur together. You try to remember what you did last week and it feels foggy, not because it was busy, but because nothing stood out. Everything felt the same, flat, even. You start losing the edges of time. It costs you meaning. You do things because you should, because you always have, but you don't feel the why behind them anymore. Work feels like work. Hobbies feel like tasks. Even rest feels neutral. You don't feel rewarded by it. You don't feel guilty either. You're just moving through motions. It costs you your inner world. You don't have strong thoughts about things. You don't daydream much. You don't imagine the future. You don't replay the past. Your mind feels quiet, but not in a peaceful way. More like a room where the lights are on, but nobody is home. You start to wonder if this is just who you are now, if this is your new normal. You don't panic about it. You don't fight it. But there's a quiet concern somewhere, a small voice that says, I miss feeling things. It costs you joy, but not dramatically. You don't feel sad about not feeling joy. You just notice it's gone, like a color that faded out of your world and you didn't realize when it happened. Emptiness doesn't hurt you loudly. It just slowly takes things away, and you don't always notice what's missing until it's been gone for a while. Right now, the emptiness is still here. It didn't leave while you were listening. Nothing suddenly switched back on. You don't feel lighter. You don't feel heavier either. It's just still there. Quiet, flat, blank. But you notice it now. The space, the stillness inside. You're aware of it in a way you weren't before. You're not judging it. You're not trying to change it. You're just noticing that this is what's here. You feel your body, the surface you're sitting on. You're breathing, the room around you. You're here, even if you don't feel much about it. You're present in this moment. That counts for something, even if it doesn't feel like it. Maybe there's a small pause, a few seconds where you're not distracted, not scrolling, not doing, just sitting. You don't fill the space. You let it be empty. It doesn't feel good, It doesn't feel bad. It just is. Emptiness hasn't gone anywhere, but it's not covering everything either. It's sitting there, and you're sitting with it, side by side. You don't have to push it away. You don't have to understand it. You're not fixing anything. You're not promising yourself change. You're not searching for meaning right now. You're just here, with the quiet, with the flatness, with the part of you that still exists even when you don't feel much. You don't know what this will look like later. That's okay. Right now, you're just noticing that you're still breathing, still present, still human. Emptiness didn't take you away. It didn't give you anything either. It just exists, and so do you. This is where you are now. Not better, not worse. Just here.